For half around the house, a beautiful little AMANA dryer was not heating. It would heat, and then it wouldn't heat for about 20 minutes, maybe come back on, go back off. I don't really mess with dryers that often, but this one definitely needed some service. Let me show you what I did. Number one is I took this and I unplugged it. If you don't know why we're unplugging this, stop and call a service tech. Saving $100, $150 is not worth it. To get shocked, get killed, get hospitalized, anything to do with hospitals are going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hurt. So let's use our brain. If you don't know what you're doing, please stop right now. So what I did to get into this cabinet is I pull the top up. Right here's your top. That pulls up. There's a couple plastic tabs. You yank on it. Sounds like you broke something. You didn't. It's designed to do that. That'll expose a couple of screws. Just sheet metal screws right there and right there. And then it's hinged at the bottom. See that greenish gold color right there? And that one right there by my foot. Those tilt out, lift it up, set it off by the side right here by the stinky kitty litter box. That's what I did. So it's not heating. So basically what I did is I got the wiring diagram. Your wiring diagram will be up inside where the dial is. You pull that top off. Usually there's a piece of paper laying in there. It's like a treasure map. I got that out. And I got the gist real quick that we have 3 thermostats, and we also have like a flame sensor, I think is what they call it. Don't care what they call it, that's what I call it. First, we're going to talk about what was really wrong. It was this, and I wasted a whole bunch of time for a solenoid. I'll show you how I tested this in a moment. But I'm going to show you first how to test these. And the reason that I feel secure touching these is because I've got it unplugged. Unplug it. Again, if you don't know why we're unplugging it, call a service tech. We've got 3 of these thermostats. There's one here. This one's special. There's a coil right here that gets a little current run to it, heats it up, and I believe it will pop off your heat a little bit differently than it normally runs for like permanent press or something. Doesn't matter. We don't care about this. This doesn't matter. This does. This has to have continuity. In other words, energy flowing across it. So does this. This also has to have energy flowing across it. And the reason I had to pull the tub out was to test that one. Back there, you see that bluish purple wire? Maybe you can see it, the one that's humped up over that piece of felt. Back down in the bowels there, there's another thermostat that was put there for safety. What do these do? If it gets too hot, they pop off. There's 2 ways you can check these. I did it the easy way, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then there's a harder way. I'll also explain that. So let's do the easy way first. What we want is we want continuity, meaning power is flowing across there. Right here. Power is flowing across. Power is flowing across. Power is flowing across back there. So you take your continuity. Again, if you don't know what we're talking about, please get help. There's other videos that will explain how to use a multimeter. I'll give you the gist. When you put it to continuity check, it should make a chirping noise when you touch it together. So you take your leads. That means you have continuity. No continuity. We want continuity across there. That means that this thermostat is working. So put the camera where it belongs here, right there. And we'll check the specialty one. Right here. You want to touch here? You want to touch here? There's continuity. Great. That is wonderful. Everybody's happy. Touch this one up here. Touch this one right there. I'll try to do her one-handed here. That one has continuity. And let's imagine that I got crawled up in this little cabinet, tested that one, and we'll make a little beepy noise so everybody's happy. There, continuity up there. Hooray, I already tested it. So those 3 are fine. We don't have to do anything more with them. No more monkeying around with that. Now also, we have the flame sensor back here, the thing that I said I just call a flame sensor. Let me show you. Right there, you see it? That brownish thing with the steel little frame? That is called your flame sensor, I think. Heat sensor, flame sensor. What it does is when it calls for gas, you'll have back up in here, way back in here, there's a heating element. And that will, called an igniter, heating element / igniter. And that'll get excited, glow lava red. And that thing is happy as long as it doesn't get too hot. It gets too hot, there's a piece of bimetal in there that flexes when it gets hot, and it will keep current from flowing across it, saving your house from burning down. I also checked that. There should be continuity on that as well, because when it heats up, it will not allow electricity to get through there. And it is fine too, I checked that. So, my God, everything's good, right? So, the last thing we have to monkey with, and I've never had one of these go bad, is a gas valve. So the solenoid, right here. All this is a coil. Remember when you were a kid? Took a battery, took a nail, wrapped wire around it, and it got magnetized magically? That's what this does. This is the magnet. This is your coil. This is your nail. And what happens is when this thing gets power, just like when you hooked it up to the battery with the nail, it's magnetic, and in here there's a little valve that pops open. So it's like a kitchen sink. When this gets excited and there's power going across it, it pulls it open like you're opening up the faucet on your kitchen sink, allows gas to flow. When it doesn't work, no gas flows. What do you know? And that's why that was the whole problem. And what was bad is this thing would work once, twice, maybe 3 times, and then it wouldn't work once it heated up. So you've got a break in the coil in there. You got a break, and you can't use it, and you need a new one. So I ordered a new one, but let me show you how to test this a second too. Now what you have to do is you have to move this to ohms for resistance, and you have to go to K because you want 1,000. So there's K. And what this does is just checks the resistance over this coil. Let me see if I can get you the camera here. So right now I'm touching the first lead right there, and now I'm going to touch the second, which means we have a coil in there. Boom. And what are we getting on our multimeter? Let me move my hand so we can see. I'm getting 1,300. Now, according to the rules, that's supposed to be good because 500, which would be 0.5 because we're on 1,000, so 500 is half of 1,000, obviously. 500 to 2,000 would be considered a good coil in there. And that is obviously telling me it's good. Right now it is good. And then we go to this one. And that is good also. It's 559. But what sucks about this is right now, if I was to touch this after it heats up, it'll go to 0. I won't get any reading on it. So it was kind of a hard one to find. I had to have it heated up to find it. Sometimes that's the way life goes. You have to heat things up to find them. And this is definitely the one that got me. Because I put the dryer back together once thinking that I was done, and I wasn't. I had to take it back apart. So I think I covered everything. I don't know if I covered how to check this more thoroughly, your thermostats. Now, if you really want to get crazy and super check them, you can look up the information and it will tell you at what heat this will fail at. In other words, what heat it won't allow current to flow through. And you heat it up and then you test it. And if it's 155 degrees, let's say you get a griddle that has a digital readout, heat it up to 155 degrees and try running your continuity test. Remember, your continuity is right here. Right there, that's continuity, and the way you know is because you touch them together and it makes your chirpy noise, right? And then you run continuity. If at 155 you still have continuity, you shouldn't. Okay, I've got parts on order for the solenoid. They come in sets. $11 delivered to the house. Not bad at all. Get this area cleaned up. I'll get the tub back installed with the belt. And hopefully by the end of the week we'll have parts. We'll have the dryer back up and running. Half Wrap Around the House. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. We'll see you next time on Half Wrap Around the House.